on Inferno, they're getting a CT side start. Now, this definitely looked like their stronger side. I think that's going to help them out a lot here.
Definitely could, especially as they will have the chance to get that all into the hands of WOXİC, who might not get that same chance on the T side. We will wait and see. Inferno is one of those maps where it's not always the case that you get that all out on the T side. Smooya is happy with the P250 right now, though. He's had that dropped into his hands. And look at the timing for xFloud. He hasn't spotted them, but he's getting in behind.
Yeah, they haven't spotted him, more importantly, as well, by the looks of things. So he's going to try and get in behind them. WOXİC holding from long side. Here comes that piece of utility. They bought into this one. 2 flashes still available. He smoked out long side of brackets and a double flash in as well. They've gone for the full A execute with the motor smoke down as well, allowing them to push in towards Archway. Centaurus has the right read and positions himself accordingly to deal with it. He's got himself 1 kill. xFloud is now pushing up Banana, but Alex is in behind him, so the flank becomes the flanked. And now is going to be a minute left in the clock with Calyx at the back of the site at New Box. They pushed in towards the site itself as Calyx is being pressured from 2 sides. He's dealt with a first, and the second will be too much for him. Brolin brings him down, and it's just WOXÍC in a 1 versus 3 now. No kit for the retake for him, no utility. He's just going to hit some headshots. Luckily, we know WOXÍC can do that.
Has to do it quite quickly, though. No kit on his back right now. Spots the first man, but Alex has that USP recovered, and Fnatic have a good start here on Inferno. Oh, such a shame for xFloud that timing doesn't favor him. He had the chance to maybe get away with some kills. Doesn't end up going his way, but Fnatic will be happy with that strong start. Now, they've got to make sure they don't lose to this second round force spike, because we've had some back and forth starts to some halves here today. And Eternal Fire have gone for that force up again.
Brolin is going to take some banana control early on. Rolling out close corner. Nade going into a sandbag. And once he clears that, he knows he's got banana control, so now Fnatic can focus in towards long. And Scout for WOXÍC has landed the first shot onto Mezzi. Brings him down to 28 HP, and he's actually going to re-smoke top mid. And they're not going to push
smoke
that.
Drop to him too.
No.
So he just picks up another one.
And because of that smoke going into mid, Fnatic have now wasted a piece of utility because they're not even going to play through that top mid smoke. They have to respect it. And it looks like they just want to go back towards B, where Brolin got that early banana control. Currently 3 players over here for the defense as well, so this is the best case scenario for Eternal Fire.
And that was the whole idea for them, is drop that smoke to WOXÍC so he can delay on A, and then have 3 players stacked on B. It was one of those B players that dropped the smoke to him. Fnatic not falling for it yet, though. They are willing to take their time here. Still 45 seconds remaining on the clock. Not much utility for them, but probably enough to make life difficult for the scout of WOXÍC. Look at the rotate, though. It's coming back in time to this A site.
Yeah, Calyx is going to get out beyond those smokes as well. He gets into the site itself. This could get a little messy for Fnatic, because now they've got to deal with players inside the site. For WOXÍC looking the wrong way. Calyx luckily is not, and imoRR quickly at their heels through the archway. They've done very well here, Fnatic, in taking those kills in towards the A site, though. Hasn't been enough of a defense put up by Eternal Fire to really give them much of a chance here, but imoRR has got an AK. And maybe he can start to grab chances for himself, but as soon as I say that, Alex swings out from the site. He's been doing a lot of work with the Galil today, Hawk. He's been looking a little nuts with that. Said earlier he was making it look like an AK. Obviously it helps with the immediate headshot down to imoRR. Centaurus gets away at the right time there. In towards Library. But Fnatic are going to be up 2-0. And if they keep 3 players alive here, that would be the best case scenario for them. I wonder how that is going to play out. As well, Messi does stay alive, luckily. The bomb blast radius not reaching him. So 2-0, Fnatic off to the good start. And for Eternal Fire, there's no money really here, Hawk, at all.
And obviously for Fnatic, while losing your map pick is far from perfect, at the end of the day, Dinko, we're all humans, we're all imperfect, and as long as you win here on Inferno, you won't be complaining. Obviously, you look back at that overpass game and see what went wrong, but right now, whenever you're in a qualifier like this, in the official setting, it's all about getting those wins, and some of the other teams in this qualifier have already got some wins under their belt, Dinko. Mad Lions have won their opening matchup against Entropic. That Mad Lions team, it's crazy how good they have become so quickly.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have too many players I was all that excited about, in all honesty, but they're a real scary squad now.
The player I was most excited about was Warrior 2K. I think a lot of people have been talking about him, and I think that Borup, obviously, we know what he can do. I think in his heroic time, he lost a little bit of confidence in his own ability. So hopefully that helps him build back up. In TMB, I mean, he's a player that, you know, we've seen around a lot of these Danish teams around the tier 2, 3 level, so glad he's actually getting a shot at it. We've got Kubin as well as the coach, right? The old Virtus Pro coach. So a lot of experience in the team behind them with that coach in play. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that team's going to play out. Honestly, when you look at the right-type bunch of players they have, you didn't really expect too much out of them, but they've shown recently, especially at Blast, that they are very capable.
It's also means that with Mad Lions winning their game and Skade also beating Sinners, Mad Lions will play against Skade, and the winner of that will get a spot at Dreamhack Open November. And honestly, I thought Sinners was the team who might be favored in that upper bracket. It was a pretty open bracket, though, in all honesty. I think a lot of the teams at this qualifier are quite close.
These are all the teams that we've seen at IAM fall. Well, a lot of them. That all in the European region that we just thought, okay, we're not really expecting too much, but we know they're going to pull upsets, especially with the best of ones. Then they all surprised us at the event. I think it just reaffirmed to us how competitive the tier 2 scene of Counter-Strike is. So definitely keep an eye out for the rest of this bracket. This close qualifier is actually an exciting event in itself. Heading into the last DreamHack Open, a lot of good teams will be playing that. But here we are. Into another round, a gun round this time. Eternal Fire with WOXİC at short. He's gonna get taken out immediately. Mezzi, oh, good angle, reposition up towards balcony. Oh, Mezzi, my god. 3 kills for him, just shuts down everybody on the walk up through short. And that is done. The round is over. It was a gun round, but Mezzi just denied it all.
Mezzi's on fire. Your defense is terrified. God damn. He just tore through them on the A site. What the hell? I mean, we've gone from Overpass, where I feel like Alex was trying to call these intricate strategies and was trying to make sure the nades are all in place. And he's just decided, screw that. Mezzi go kill. And Mezzi did go kill.
He did. He listened to his in-game leader. I think SADECE gave a couple of minutes.
That's what you need, Nico. A player who listened to his IGL.
Well, a lot of teams don't do that.
Kill.
A lot of teams don't do that, that's for sure. Okay, Zontaras, under a lot of pressure, does get away with 2. SADECE actually gave an interview at Blast Premier, the one before IAM Fault. He did like a post-game interview where we were talking about Mezzi. And he was talking about how Mezzi was kind of their whipping boy, as Alex Machine Richardson likes to say now. Because he would just do everything that they asked him. You know, Alex and SADECE would just go, do this, and he would just go do it, you know, just immediately. I wonder if that transpired out of the game. But Mezzi definitely seems like a player that is just willing to do whatever is needed to get the win.
Yeah, definitely. And it was also cool to hear him say that he thought he was a really versatile player before joining that Cloud9 roster. And he basically realized that he wasn't as versatile as he thought. And he was actually just way better than basically everyone he was playing against. So now he's really getting that proper versatility to his game, being tested against the top-tier opposition. Oh boy, imoRR up on the boost. Might get more than one here. That smoke is making life so awkward for Fnatic. And against the pistols, you can see why they've fallen back here. You don't want to be sending it through the smoke.
Yeah, these are the rounds that Fnatic have been a little unconvincing for me in so far in this series. Against the anti-ecos, you know, like against these low buy rounds or ecos from Eternal Fire where they just have a couple of deagles or just full USPs even in some scenarios. It just hasn't been too clean, too convincing from Fnatic, and a lot of teams struggle with this. I think G2 were a team that were given a little bit of difficulty against these kind of rounds. And remember, Nexa giving some interviews saying how he feels it's difficult to play against him. This is why you can pull off a gimmick like that. imoRR, you really got to take those. That was a free kill up for grabs, and that might just throw the chances of the round win out the window here for Eternal Fire. But they have got so many players low on HP right now for Fnatic. No utility, though, for Eternal Fire. So they've got to still get these picks, but it means that the pistols are even more deadly now. They're up against these softer opponents low on health. But Crim's taking that kill onto imoRR is a little bit of a worrying sign here for Eternal Fire, and they don't really have much kick in their step right now. It doesn't look like they're going to even attempt this retake. Would have had to started it a long time ago. And this one's all about saving the AK, and Xantares actually gets out with the AK-47. So an AK in his hands can definitely be a little bit of a scary factor, especially on that CT side.
Can't complain too much if you're Eternal Fire with this specific round. Get some kills, save an AK. xCloud wants another gun. Oh,
nearly.
It's just out of reach.
It's like so close, but yes, so far, Hawker. Just like us.
Exactly.
About
well, we're pretty far
We're talking
away
on the
right
mic. We're only like 1,200 miles away.
So you mean you feel like we're clue through our connection of the,
I
the
hear
internet?
you in my ears right now. You're really close to my ears.
Essentially whispering into your ear.
Yeah. And I guess that's the same for you guys at home. All of us are in your ears, whether you like it or not. So, unlucky. You can hit mute if you want. But here we are, into the banana play. WOXİC looking down banana. Smooth's going to start throwing some utility up, but actually gets tagged on the way past. Luckily, just the leg shot, so Smooth is still alive in the round, so he can have impact later on.
It's a good old-fashioned furious smoke, as I always hear it called. Careful, Alex. Don't want to be catching too many nades like that. Top mid control taken. Yeah, that was, that's the way you call that one.
He's just got tinnitus right now.
Oh my god, Xantares just swinging. It's
classic Xantares peak, isn't it? Twitch chat
there's a reason why everyone in Twitch chat is joining that Steam group. They want to be just like Xantares. Or maybe not in this round though, because Brawlline has been able to get him right back. And now that long control is giving lots of options to Fnatic and is making life much more uncomfortable for the CTs. Oh, this is nice. They'll go back to B, and Crims may just stay in the apartments, because if you make noise on B, and that A site player rotates away, Crims could just get the drop on an easy kill here. But with the low time left, it is probably going to have to be the commitment into the B-bomb site.
This is a classic Inferno round, right? This is like the old-style lurk that teams used to love and they happy used to do.
Oh my god.
Everyone used to do it.
They're rotating.
It's a utility, and it's enough to pull the rotation. That shouldn't have been the case. That shouldn't have happened.
No smoke.
That allowed them over the cross, and because of the no smoke, Calyx pushing forward. It's going to be kept back by the Molotov. And now WOXİC holding the cross on over. Bomb plant starting to come in. Brolin locks it through, and now a 4v3. Eternal Fire still have the advantage. No utility for Fnatic. No utility for the CTs either. Eternal Fire have got one flash left for this retake attempt. So it really is going to come down to just hitting their shots and playing their game, as every interview says. As Brolin crosses out of dark, it's just a kill. That is not what you want to see from Brolin. And Messi gets overrun, and Eternal Fire win their first round. Fnatic, what a strange round, but in the end, it is a 4-man staying alive round for Eternal Fire. But that rotation, how is that pulled by one molly into pit, Alex? I just don't get that.
Just so late in the round. I guess they thought it was going to be the full commitment, but if you've done your research on Fnatic, you know that they like to go with those sneaky late round plays. And I'm so surprised that it got the timing window. It was actually really impressive that without the smoke, they were able to cross safely to B. But Eternal Fire realized they could fight aggressively for the site, make it into a chaotic scenario, and put themselves on top. First round win for Eternal Fire. Hopefully for their sake, there will be more to come.
WOXİC holding down into the apartments. That's an aggressive play from WOXİC. xCloud, no! He just got confused. He thought he could run away. He thought it was clear, but Mezzi, good spacing actually, at the perfect time for the repeat to get the trade kill. xCloud is just caught in the apartments, and they've got to know, well, that wasn't WOXİC, so clearly a double setup in the apartments right now. That's a lot of info picked up for Fnatic at this point. Looks like they're just going to go A straight away. Smoke into Archway, smoke out to Moto, flash to the short, and imoRR. Oh no, Brolin just crosses right into him alone. They know where imoRR is though. That should now give them the remaining piece of info that they need. They need to know where the last player is, and WOXİC on the A site was up towards apartments, so it's pretty obvious he should be towards pit or around that side of the map, and Xantares' rotation has come in at the right time. He's been able to pick up Alex, WOXİC getting a frag as well, and just Smooya. It's not been a pretty round here for Fnatic, but Smooya just might make it happen with the AWP.
Still a chance for it. He's got the flash to try and create some space, but the longer he takes, Alex will continue to rotate in. And they may have the chance to double up on these fights. Another molly recovered, but Calyx is going for the solo fight on long, and Smooya didn't realize it. He's just bunny hopping.
I thought it was away, and then he just bunny hops back into top middle.
Oh.
And immediately gets caught by that.
Quick note at the end there. Calyx shot that molly into WOXIC so that he would save the molly. Nice way to save $400.
Yeah,
I don't recommend shooting a Molotov cocktail in real life. That sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah. Where I'm from, they do love a good Molotov cocktail, that's for sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
I'll let you take the ropes on that. A run boost. Always fun. I always get excited when I see it, Dinko. I'm like, oh, this could be a fun kill.
Oh, Smooya. He's got one on the Deagle. Good peek out to
against the orb, man.
In towards Banana.
Yep.
Smooya just holding mid. Smooya just
He's gonna get it.
Into him. Oh, he got the AWP as well. He went with a bomb. He ran up mid with a bomb to get that AWP. Just everything about Smooya is just brilliant.
Smooya just sees an AWP in his brain, can't think about anything else. And now with Alex getting a kill and an M4 recovered, this has become way too scary for Eternal Fire.
And Calyx bringing himself back over towards the long side of brackets. Fnatic's 8 hits have looked a little lackluster, though. So we'll see if this is a better take of the site. The most convincing was obviously that Mezzy 3K. That's not exactly replicable. You gotta hope that you can pull something off here. They come out the balcony. imoRR has got a double kill. Smooya trying his best to get an AWP shot off, and he just switches to the Eagle. Doesn't even matter that he has an AWP on his back. Just switches to the hand cannon. And Calyx, he's trying to stop them from getting to the site, but he won't be able to do it. Smooya's going to plant inside of the site instead of default. Good shout as well, because that Molotov was coming in towards default. Bomb goes down anyway. Mezzy and Smooya now trying to win out this round. Mezzy's in pit. He's got the crossfire with a site player of Smooya. Got an Itchy and a flash still available as well for this post plant. For Eternal Fire, they don't have a Molotov to force out this pit play. They know Mezzy's in there, but they can't do much about it. As long as Mezzy just plays his position, using the cover, isolating the fights, he should be able to buy enough time to make it difficult for them. Zantares is coming out balcony. Calyx will get taken down by Mezzy. Smooya found Zantares, and in the end, it is the UK duo that pull off the 6th round. Fnatic pick it up.
It's been a big difference here on Inferno too. I felt like Eternal Fire were winning a lot of rounds with their skill over on Overpass. But now here on Inferno, Fnatic are having some scenarios where Smooya just lands a 1D up mid, and Alex gets a nice timing with his D. And they're able to win some of these lower buy rounds. And it is such a stressful spot for Eternal Fire to be in. They haven't built up that money. They've even got an MP9 in this very round, and that is a ballsy peek from WOXIC. I think they may have been trying to flash him in. The flashes weren't effective onto Smooya. Easy pick for the AWP to take.
This angle is going to be difficult to anticipate that imoRR is currently in. And given that they need to pull back a kill, maybe a gimmick setup like this could work. Oh, Smooya a little too high up. Too high. Zantares gets a double kill. The fact that he gets Smooya and Alex is a massive overperformance from that position from Zantares, but it's not even enough. Zantares needs more, and of course he'll deliver. He's got 3 in the round. He's looking for all 5 at this point. Luckily, he doesn't have to do that. He's got Calyx beside him that can help him out in this. Once again, down to a 2 versus 2. Mezzy back once again in this situation. Brolin, low HP. This time they have a Molotov, and that's going to heat things up for Mezzy. He crosses into the open. Zantares with a 4K. He's looking to get the ace right now. Brolin's looking inside of the site, but there's 2 players he's got to find to line them up. He could turn them into 1 versus 1, so Zantares will go down. Brolin in with a 1v2. And Fnatic needed that clutch to come through. Again, these close scenarios making it happen. Fnatic just winning all these close rounds. And for Eternal Fire, that is just going to be the height of frustration.
Whew. Great round from Brolan, but man, did it come close at the end there. Eternal Fire looked like they had put themselves in a good position. Does feel like Eternal Fire are causing Fnatic some issues in some of these mid-round scenarios. After Fnatic get the early kills, I thought they would just commit into A and just rely on their ability to trade, because you probably know it's only Zantares there on that site. But instead, it did turn into a close scenario. Oh man, Calix is bought here. They took a timeout, but their money sucks, Dinko. You can't be buying this, can you? On Inferno? Yeah, it's got to be a half buy for everyone else.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a misbuy from Calix. I wonder.
Yeah, no one buys the FAMAS on purpose, let's be real.
That is very true. Yeah, the thing about Inferno is you try and play a CT side without utility. Good luck getting any round wins, really. You know, you got to get some utility, even if it's just a fight or challenge banana. And then even again, we've seen even in some of these retake scenarios when they're trying to get back to A, it's just so difficult to make it work. But Fnatic, this is a great opportunity for them to take 8 rounds, win the half at a minimum. Eternal Fire, it's all about doing as much damage as they can because it's a similar scenario as it was over on Vertigo, where Eternal Fire have done enough damage over these rounds and taken it down to 2v2s consistently that Fnatic are just really 1 round loss away from being down to a pretty weak buy.
Smooya given another fight. Normally it's so hard to open that T side of Inferno, but there have been a couple of rounds now where Smooya has been given that opportunity to take a fair fight early on. Aggression from xFloud has come into the apartments, so there is some info here for Eternal Fire. Perhaps they will have the ability to stack this B site, but the smokes and nades are already coming in and they don't have any real counter utility to speak of. I don't think that molly spread. Calix can tuck in here.
Yeah, Calix is just dead. First oranges. First pin's going to come in for him. The FAMAS doesn't work out. The hero FAMAS nearly gets a 3k, but it certainly set them up with a chance. Again, you got to look at a retake scenario, though, and see how unlikely this is. They don't have a kit, nor any utility, and just a couple of pistols. And when Smooya is turned back into banana, well, you can kiss the round win goodbye here. imoRR's right through the CT smoke and brought down Mezzi. Shuts him out of the round. It too. This is a big turnaround from Fnatic, considering they lost their map pick and their T sides. They never really got to do what they wanted over on Overpass, right? They never got to really play a T side because every time they went to set up some utility, Eternal Fire were in the back of their heads. You can't do that on Inferno to the same extent. So Fnatic are at least playing their own game plan right now, and I think you're starting to see that issue where Eternal Fire CT side, they were able to be disruptive and a nuisance really, but they can't do that to the same extent in Inferno, and that's a big problem.
Yeah, it has been an issue for them. And I was just looking at the numbers because WOXİC has definitely been trying to get those early kills, but so far he's only got that opening pick successfully a single time with that Furious smoke on Banana, and he's been the first man to die in 4 rounds. So that early has been an issue, and again WOXİC caught off guard. Early fight coming in through short, but imoRRR strikes straight back.
An advantage for Eternal Fire. This is looking good. They've done it. They've done the hard part, which they haven't really been able to do often, is getting these early kills in the rounds. The mid rounds is where they've looked good. You know, the mid to late round is in a scenario where Eternal Fire have looked pretty solid. It's just been always a man advantage or a situation where Fnatic have the edge. But this time, Eternal Fire are in the better position, and Smooya, what a beast he's been so far. Mezzi as well, making big differences. And Mezzi has found himself a headshot out towards Arches. That's given the kill back over to Fnatic, and they're going to run back up Banana, and there's only one player on B, and that's Calix once again with a FAMAS.
Don't mess up this CT smoke, Smooya. We need it. He's good, he's good. He's going to get it in possession. That means it is all on Calix, isolated on that site. imoRR's looking, but Calix is the man here with the FAMAS. imoRRR trying to force the issue, but both kills for Fnatic. Bombed down in a great position.
Yeah, great awareness from Smooya to be aware of that possible CT smoke play. When there's only one player on B, obviously Smooya isn't aware of this, but you've always got to be aware of that swing through the smoke. And imoRRR just tries to get through the CT smoke. You can't really just allow your one player to be left out to dry at the back of the B site. And now Cloud is trying to make the 1v2 work. He's done damage on the back of the site, but Smooya, yet again, another 2k, 9-2 on the board. Fnatic are looking so good on this T side of Inferno. And a big part of that cannot be denied. It is Smooya who has been the difference maker on this T side. The amount of T side AWPing impact he's been able to find, that just doesn't happen every day. A lot of teams struggle getting their AWPer involved in the T side of Inferno, but Smooya has been delivering in spades.
And part of that is definitely Eternal Fire's willingness to fight him. but part of it is obviously Smooya as an individually skilled player and just how well he's been playing. He spotted that run boost across, but Smooya not able to find the angle this time round. Crims was tagged. Oh no! Okay, Xfloud eventually gets that kill, but it gives time for Mezzi to trade. Over on B, Antares has a smoke, which will keep Fnatic at bay. Everyone for Fnatic grouped up towards Banana briefly. So Smooya looks back into mid to make sure they're not getting flanked. I think at this point, Fnatic have set their sights on this B-bomb site. Ooh, that's a nice flick.
Brawler, nice little flick up and gonna give Fnatic a big advantage here as they start to charge in towards this B site. 2 players inside of the site itself. Alex brought down at the back of the site. WOXİC in the board. They will get caught rolling through the smoke. Mag 10 just charges right through him. Another bomb plant comes in for Fnatic. They look to lock it in. 10 on the board for Fnatic. Likely to, well, obviously confirm this point, but likely to be walking away with more at this half than 10. It's just been an unstoppable beast, a movement that just really is unrelenting. And I do feel bad for Eternal Fire because it felt like they were in the half for such a long time. You know, they were doing a lot of damage in the mid rounds. You mentioned that, and the fact that they're able to get those into the 2 versus 2s. They just weren't winning the clutches. Satara is getting a 4K, just about missing out in the 1 versus 1. I mean, there's so many rounds like this throughout this first half that Eternal Fire, if they just won one of those, that would have reset the economy of Fnatic. It would have put them in a situation where they can come back into the first half and make a respectable scoreline out of the CT side. But Counter-Strike is a game of millimeters, right? You know, you lose a clutch like that, you lose one of those 1v1s, and that can be the difference that gives you a good half and a bad half. And right now, Fnatic are dominating with their half.
Yeah, definitely felt like that Brolan 1v2 might have been the turning point with how the rest of this half has played out. As you said, it can come down to those tightest of margins sometimes. It also obviously helps. We've been praising Smooya, but I think it is worth pointing out, even on Overpass, where he was missing a lot of shots, just the way that Smooya plays means he will consistently want to take a lot of fights. Especially because he's had to be on some of these weaker teams. He always wants to be a player involved in the action. He feels like he has to be the man to force the issue, which I think is exactly what you want from your AWPer. And now that he's playing well here on Inferno, it's paying off for him. The utility has been so good at denying WOXİC too. He's playing on this short side again. That flash slowed him, but he wants to reaggress into top mid. Oh, WOXİC thinking better of it now though. Eternal Fire playing a very passive setup. The question here is, are Eternal Fire playing passive because that's what their call is the switch up? Or are they playing passive because the game's just been going so badly and they're just kind of sitting back in on themselves?
WOXİC. We can often see him pop off in this position. We've seen it historically, but look at imoRR. A little bit of a risk being taken, and that's going to work out. The bomb down in mid. Smooya caught, and that's the bomb completely in the open. imoRR's going to keep pushing, and because of that, Crims peeks up from underpass. Could have got the timing to look up into the apartments, but Crims with a smart play just comes out under, finds imoRR looking the wrong way, and an easy headshot to get that bomb back, and also pull it back within touching distance. They still are a man down as they charge into the B site. There's limited time and still a lot of utility left here for Eternal Fire.
Smoke to keep Xantares safe, but the bomb is going all the way back. And this fight on A could be crucial. Brolan selling the fake on B. He's selling it. They've fallen for it. Hook, line, and sink. But the time is low. Xfloud needs a kill. 5 seconds. They find him, but the bomb isn't down in time. Crims can't win the round. Oh, Fnatic really playing it down to the wire there. And this time, they cross their wires.
Oh no, Fnatic just, they tried to go into the B site late in that round. They lose the bomb. It looked like the B play was the call anyway, but it's just that risk play from imoRR making his way out through that long smoke, pushing into mid. You can see Smooya's not aware of that at all. And they catch the bomb, and because of that, you have to waste a few more seconds trying to pick that bomb back up. They had a couple of lurk players towards A, and that weakened the attack in towards that B site. And when they got there, there was another molly still left for Eternal Fire. They had to baited all the utility out. They could just throw a molly down in 20 seconds, and that forces them back into the A play. Just not enough time to do that, unfortunately. But a buyback for Fnatic, and Eternal Fire, much needed third round.
Smoke down from WOXİC at a good time because Crims was getting flashed into top mid. He ends up having to try and go through the smoke. Unfortunate timing for Fnatic, but good work from Eternal Fire to put that utility down at just the right time. Xantares and Calyx looking to lock down B, and Fnatic throwing some utility into this B site. Quite a lot of utility, in fact. Alex was thinking of sneaking into the CT smoke, but Calyx just said a complete denial of that. Just said no.
Oh, the shot from Smooya. He's going to try and make his way up in towards the sites and towers at the back of Dark. He's going to wait in this position. Smooya appearing towards the sites and towers, peeking out. imoRR through the smoke, hits the shot with the AWP, and Mezzi's brought down. There's just too many plays in this B site to deal with, and because of that, Eternal Fire, I've got 4 rounds. If they get 5 at this half, it's not brilliant, but it's certainly way better than what they had previously, and it gives themselves a chance going into the second half if they get a good start with the pistol. But imoRR has been a big part of their success in recent rounds, Hawk. He's taken a few more risks here and there, shots through the smoke there, 3K. Massive step up in the last few here from imoRR.
Yeah, really nice to see that his confidence hasn't been shaken. He was the player that got them that important kill in the previous round to get them back into a decent position ahead of the last round of the half. Flash was dropped there to WOXİC in case he needed another one to set up that play into top mid. But imoRR decides he is happy falling back. Fnatic a little quieter this time. Some of their apartments control. Generally, they've been making a lot of noise when they've been taking this map control, but this is a faster play.
There's going to be a real run up through. Maxlad has done well to pick up one, but WOXİC, he's trying to molly, and Smooya's just pushed long. He'll take 2 down, and because of that, well, the chances of Eternal Fire have shrunk significantly, but a brilliant flash on Calyx that allows the peek. Runs on towers onto Smooya, and that trade kill pulls it back into the 2 versus 2. Alex, he's found an AK. Introverted, AK in his hands, and for Eternal Fire, they've still got utility for this. 2 Molotovs, a smoke, and an HE. Crims is so low on health right now as well, 35. Alex is playing towards Graveyard, so mollying out the big pit, confirming and limiting the position. HE's been used up, so it won't be affecting Crims just yet, and now they swing smoke to isolate the fight. Alex from Graveyard, though, with the kill, comes through for the clutch. An 11-4 half from Fnatic here on Inferno. They're looking to try and close this series 2-1. Find out after the break if they can do it. Welcome back to the second half, 11-4 for Fnatic. They had a strong first half showing on the T side. Eternal Fire scrapped together a few that makes this half somewhat doable. They have to get a pistol start here. There is no question that this is going to be difficult up against Fnatic CT side. Coming into the pistol, Calyx has got a double flash and a smoke. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve. I'm speaking down in the middle early on, get some information. Looks like Eternal Fire is going with a nice, slow, spread-out default approach right now. But Smooya is not going to allow you to play that comfortably. He's getting aggressive through second middle already.
Timing is everything here. But he's just going to stay in T-Apps, so that allows them this 3v stack. And look at the nades they have. Mezzi has a smoke, a nade. He can try and slow this down. They can try and line up these crossfires.
Yeah, Brolin playing towards back of Nubox. And Towers and imoRR with beautiful headshots. It's now a 5 versus 3. Fnatic down players, down bad right now. They don't have themselves much of a chance as Crims and Smooya trying to figure out what can we even do in this round. Absolutely nothing at this point. They've got Kevlar on their back. Probably the best thing you can save at this point. And saving this round is certainly not happening, even with the skill on these two players. Eternal Fire with a great rush in towards that B site in the end. They had that slow default initially, but finish on the B site with strength. And Eternal Fire, they find that much needed pistol. Now they've got to convert it.
It's all about the pace there. Because Fnatic had the util, they just didn't really get to properly use it. Mezzi was trying to throw that nade in to those players that were pushing forwards. The problem with those nades in the pistol round is unless you're going to do massive damage with 2 nades combining, you're going to have to land a few body shots to get the kill anyway. And then he's trying to use the flash as well to help set up the frags, but the crossfires never got established for Fnatic. So Eternal Fire are in a position where they can try and get themselves going here on this T side. Inferno is, I would say, T-sided nowadays. It's definitely a balanced map, but honestly, with the way that the Ts can have so many good positions, if you get into a 4v4, for example, those rotations are so difficult. So don't count Eternal Fire out of this one. Oh, those nades are just slightly too short. What's chilling?
Oh, Zatar is just charging at mid, nearly gets away with it. A chance on the Smooya. That's also a talking point as well. You know, Zantaras and Smooya, ex-teammates.
Oh, yeah.
From the big days. You've seen a couple of tweets from Smooya. Looking forward to playing his ex-teammates. I mean, there's just a lot of ex-teammates here. You know, WOXİC with his ex-teammates from the Cloud9 project. Just everybody kind of. And Calyx obviously used to be ex-teammates with Zantaras before this team at Space Soldiers. So yeah, everybody knows each other. There's a lot of commonality here on the server.
And I used to be teammates with you on the Tier 21 casters.
Yeah, man.
Great ESEA team.
Did we even win? No, we didn't win a map. I don't even think we won 10 rounds.
No, we went to overtime once and lost.
Yeah.
I remember because one of our teammates told us, don't go and pee, guys, because if you go and pee, you'll lose all your focus if you go to the toilet.
Well, I wasn't in this game, so...
Oh, you weren't.
I'm glad I wasn't in that game, by the sounds of things.
Is that a thing, do you think? Like, if you need the toilet, you are more focused? I don't think that's a thing.
It's just a stupid thing. It's like a placebo. There's so many things like that that are just stupid. Like people changing the sense in the middle of the game, they think because they immediately play better
don't
after
get me
that.
Started on this.
It's only because you're like more focused on the sensitivity because it's not something you're used to. So you're having to like course correct your sensitivity and your crosshair more, so you're more honed in on it. Whereas what you need to do is just accept that, okay, I'm doing something wrong inside of the game, and just focus a little bit more on doing the right situation. But yeah, people are infallible. It's always something else.
There's also the Harry Russell special of changing your crosshair basically every day.
I mean,
I don't mind that one as much.
Can't really do too much about that Harry Russell when he's changed his crosshair. He just hits every single deagle shot, so can't really complain about that.
I can't say anything because he's just way better than me.
Harry's a science experiment that no one really understands. A lot of
He's doing science experiments on which crosshair is the best. I think he'll come out with the with the findings soon.
Yes, and I have discovered that no crosshair is the way to go because obviously it's all about your muscle memory that apparently doesn't exist. But here we are.
Because you'll be more. Oh god, those nades!
Yes, double nade stack from Mezzi. I was about to say they're lining up some utility, invested in this very well, and of course, with that nade stack, it's come out with a 2-man advantage, and actually a chance here for Fnatic if Smooya can get a kill. He's got that scout inside of Banana, brawling. I think it'll check half wall. The Deagle, it's not as good with the body shots anymore. He's got to hit some headshots, and Xantares doesn't let you do that. So he just swings around the corner, just annihilates brawling. Xantares is a robot, man. There's no way. This guy is just so good.
Smokes into the site. This flash also needs to be effective because the rotate is arriving for Fnatic. They've got players in position. It's Smooya with the scout, who's likely the first point of contact, and he hits the shot. Another one for Smooya, and Calix is left alone in the world, wondering where did it all go wrong?
And for Eternal Fire, that is a nightmare round. You get double netted in towards Banana. You lose 2 players as you try and stack in towards logs. Xantares gets the close peek onto Brawlin, and you just hope that's going to be enough, but they just keep committing into B. And Fnatic just have the players there. They just have the players rotated and ready.
Yeah. And this is part of the difference, right, of having that consistent IGL who always has something up his sleeve to call. We were saying earlier, Xantares, I think, doesn't maybe have that yet because he's so new to the role, whereas Alex has a cheeky nade stack in mind to win them a sneaky little round. How is that molly even up still?
It's
also
the
smoke was going to extinguish that.
Yeah, I mean, see, it's Banana especially because of the sort of the way the floor is. It's not smooth, so I feel like there's a lot of weird things that happen with utility and Banana due to the surface. Just touching back on that in-game leader point very quickly, you know, just the fact that a lot of in-game leaders need someone to help them in the mid-rounds. You need that second caller, right? And that's because you see Xantares, he's focused out on getting that pick into Banana. He's not thinking about who's rotating where, what the enemies are doing right now. You can't do that and just focus on getting the crosshair in the right place as well. So yeah, you need someone to help out with those mid-rounds. And it doesn't really look like they were honed in too well in understanding the outcome of that previous round. They've lost an early player in this one too, and it is Xantares, so he can now just focus on getting them the right call.
Oh, wow. Smooya got the drop on X-Flower, but the AK headshot comes back at him. It is back to even numbers. The lack of utility could be a concern for Eternal Fire, though. And when you go low on nades like this, you almost would rather just have at least the one flash in there so that you can go for a quick pop play. But instead, it's just a couple of smokes, and they'll have to commit to this A site.
Down in the pit. It's a 1-2 kill onto imoRR. Alex with a quick kill on WOXİC. Now Alex trying to come out the balcony, and Crims will bring him down. 13-6 on the board. Fnatic with 3 rounds locked in, and they will find themselves the win here in the series and move on to the next stage of this qualifier. We will be we'll be following Fnatic or the winner of this. It could be Eternal Fire still through the bracket, and the winner of the next game will be their opponent. Let me have a look and see if that has concluded yet. So we will see Gamer Legion or Fours currently 1-1, and Gamer Legion are currently up 11-4 against Fours. So it looks like Gamer Legion versus Fnatic might just be the matchup going into that upper semi-final. And we have seen Gamer Legion play around this tier 2 region recently in a lot of qualifiers. So I'm excited to see them. I haven't actually got to see those guys in action. Fours have looked pretty good as well recently, Hawker. I think they had a couple of drop-offs recently.
Yeah, who was playing with, actually? That's a good question. I think they picked up Norway, and then I don't think they picked up a 5th yet, so I assume it's a standard situation for them.
Yeah, they got Sorte, Norway, Shalfie, Kenzie, and Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the roster that they're rocking right now. They actually went and played a LAN. I think it was it? I can't remember which country it was in. Might have been Albania or something. Just a random LAN event that they attended. So, I don't know. Fours have been playing a lot of Counter-Strike.
They're grinders, man. They are grinders, which I always have a lot of respect for. Eternal Fire are going to have to grind hard to get back into this game. They need that Sigma grind, said Dinko. They're 14-6 down right now. Please tell me you've seen the Sigma memes.
I don't actually, Orca. Maybe you're going to update me on the
Well, so Alpha is, you know, like the top of the food chain, the big dog. Sigma males are men that go their own way. And they don't care about society's system. They just do whatever they want.
Okay.
Definitely a real thing, of course.
Yes, of course. Just a loner. It's just loner people making up
No,
excuses.
I'm just a Sigma male, Dinko.
He's got no friends, Hawker. So we used to call that Norman No Mates back in the day, you know? Here we are with Smooya peeking out in towards Banana. It's a imoRR that's gone down very early on, and while Internal Fire trying to go back over towards A. Currently, at the moment, it is Crims alive, but not anymore, because Zantares just cuts his head right off his shoulders, and now Alex trying to hold. Oh my god, that's a whiff right there from Alex. And xFloud's been killed by Zantares, because Zantares hasn't hit enough headshots. He even has to shoot his teammates. So Eternal Fire in towards the site, blocking in the bomb plant, and they've got that man advantage.
That's what my teammates do when they call, I'm going for a Zantares peek, and then they just shoot me in the back of the head. I just sit there like, that's not what Zantares normally does, but he's done it in this round. Here comes Smooya sneaking in, but Zantares is in such a good spot. As soon as they spot out Smooya, he should pop up for the free frag. Smooya somehow gets onto the site, but Crossfire looks too deadly at this point. Brolan not able to find anything. Zantares able to close out the round with Calyx. Both of them getting all the kills between them. And Eternal Fire continue to keep themselves going. It's a long road. A long and winding road. But it's not impossible.
It's a road with many obstacles. You know, the lights, they don't have any street lights. It's the middle of night. There's lots of dodgy people around. You gotta fight your way through all of that. And that's what Eternal Fire have to do right now. Fnatic have been solid on the utility so far. We got to see... unfortunately, we don't have the Observer team right now. I think that's almost essential to being able to keep track of the utility drops. Obviously, we can't see it too easily now at this point. But from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of that utility is being dumped over to what teams left there. And that is really something that's coming through in Inferno a lot. We're seeing that A Arch Rotator not really use as much utility and just kind of leave that over towards the B defenders. And that actually allows you to not have to rotate that extra player that usually had to rotate quickly from Arch. You can hang around an A a little bit longer because you have some extra nades to play with on B. But,
yeah, on B just now, actually, Brolan just dropped all his nades to Mezzy, so Mezzy's going to flash him in for the info. Now on A, we got this top mid stack to deal with.
Yeah, this is what you can do now when you have a little bit of an extra presence towards the A site, and they're not going to check Alex. There's no way they check for the second player. imoRR's got a big brain, though. He seems to be aware of this possibility. And Calyx is going to go down quickly. Oh, he runs out of ammo. Alex, unable to find the follow-up skill, and now Smooya, trying to play in and around the smoke, has to try and back away, and luckily will stay alive. They're committed to the site, looking for the bomb plant, and WOXIC is going to confirm the plant, but a quick rotation from Fnatic has come in. Brolan could push through all the way down Banana, and is now on the apartments quite quickly, so this retake still doable for Fnatic, but look at the lack of utility. This makes it far more difficult to get back into the site.
That's the problem. They force the safe plant. They know players are stuck on the site, but they don't have the nades to flush out these annoying pit positions.
They don't have much money either, Hawk. I think this might just be a safe call for Fnatic. I don't think they're looking at a round that's too winnable at this point. And for Eternal Fire, that's what you need to do. Just dig in deep, stay in the pit, don't give away any opportunities. They could make it expensive for the teams here, roll it. It's done well to get rid of a rifle there of xFloud. They don't have much money here.
Are they dead to the bomb?
Oh, WOXIC is. He just stayed near the bomb. Could have gone into the corner, but just stayed in the pit. So he doesn't have a gun now either. So just one gun saved for Eternal Fire. They have a lot of money though, so they will be able to buy up into this. But for the future, obviously, they're going to need a lot of cash, especially if you're looking for such a long comeback. You got to start building that economy up as quickly as possible. And losing that many members towards the end of that round, you can't really afford to do that too often. But Fnatic come back in with a buy now. And they've just bought a Mac 10.
I guess xFloud didn't have a gun?
Yep.
He's throwing flashes right now. He's going to go back for that gun. And WOXIC blind on Banana, but he still gets the kill. That's why xFloud was sticking around, because he was throwing that flash to set up the Banana play.
Yeah, and he goes back and gets the Mac 10. It seemed like a really scrappy buy there for Eternal Fire, trying to figure out what can we actually do here? What can we pull out? Unfortunately for Eternal Fire, it feels like WOXIC has gone a little quiet again. And now they're on the T side up. It's very difficult to be able to have the same level of impact as you could on the CT side.
This is so often what you do when you've got that man advantage on Inferno. Just go and take that long control. There's probably only a maximum of one player here, and it gives you that chance to wrap into A, and that can be so deadly.
Oh, coward. Okay, Crims just gets absolutely torn to shreds. Now Smooya with the AWP inside of the site. He's got a lot of angles to worry about. Luckily, Mezzy's come out and helped negate one of them. Smooya just sitting in the back of the site. He's nearly pushing. into the 30s at this point with that AWP. He's got 25 kills. Alex coming in and picking up the scraps. Really well played. Disciplined this time for Smuya. And now they know with the last remaining players, Calyx pinned in the pit. He's stuck back here, just biding his time, but Smuya will eventually claim his victim. Eternal Fire with that investment and nothing out of it, not even a bomb plant. They have no money heading into this round, and that might just be the end of Eternal Fire here.
That might just do it. 15-8 for Fnatic. They should be closing it here. And the UK boys taking back control, Dinko. I've heard that one before, but hey, it's working out this time for Fnatic. Maybe don't get into that too much. We got Smuya peeking down mid with the AWP.
Ooh,
Alex is going aggressive.
Oh, it's a double kill for Alex. The bomb has gone down as well. He's going to dive down into underpass, and Calyx is walking up through second middle. Zantares, he's about to go down as well. Alex is able to take him out. And Itchy goes down in towards stairs. Calyx and more. Now on a 2 versus 5. Bomb down is not a big issue right now because Fnatic don't care. They just close it out. 16-8 right now. Fnatic looking like they're locked in to being a team that should make it to the final match at least.